All right, let's do a day in the life of an online running coach. And so it's Saturday, it's a little different, but my wife is out of town as well. And so I'm gonna get some work in today. It's almost gonna be like more of a normal Monday through Friday for me than a Saturday because try not to work outside of the early morning on Saturdays. And so this is what a typical day looks like for me. I usually get up by 5 o'clock. My coffee machine, the automatic coffee machine in the kitchen, is often the alarm clock. And usually I'm not this loud in the morning because everybody else is sleeping. But, this morning I'm up by 5 o'clock most days, working within within 10 to 20 minutes of getting up. I just get to it. I have some electrolytes and some water straight away before my coffee, and then I'm usually good to go. Now, one thing I always do is I always jump into my journal first, and I track my sleep. I track, just little habits here and there. I have a little bit of weights. What weights am I doing? My running, stuff like that. Just a very general, quick. Mostly, it's just for keeping track of my lifting. I'm in a bulking phase this winter. I already gained like 9 pounds. And then in my journal section here, I just write out a little mantra and my goals and things to be done for the day. My mantra for every morning is today will be a great day or a kick-ass day that I live at excellence with boundless enthusiasm and limitless integrity, true to my values and with a heart full of love. I write that every day and I try to keep it in mind. And then I get to work and I do one calendar and all my client check-ins for the day, all their final surge notifications, and then more general stuff after that. Okay, so now, about 7 o'clock every morning, I come downstairs and I get Mr. Quincy. Hi, Quincy bud. Hi, little monkey. How's it going? Good morning. What is up, little dude? Sometimes it's hi, dad, and then dada nana. Num num. Are you hungry? You ready for some breakfast? Yeah. All right, well, let's go change your diaper and I'll get you some breakfast. What do you see up there? What? What do you see? That's your blankie. Where's Dipper? Oh yeah, there's Dipper. Oh my gosh, you are so cute. That's why we take such good care of you. Dancing baby. Yeah. Okay, breakfast pancakes. Num num. Oh yeah. Might be some chocolate chips in these. And we use the higher protein, the Ripple milk with 8 grams of plant-based protein. It's pea protein per cup. And then there's just a little bit of, I think, canola oil in it. No added sugar. He sometimes gets the baby, they have a children's milk with a little bit of B12 and DHA, etc. in it. So we give him a little bit of that sometimes in the morning just to sip on. And yeah, a couple Beyond sausages, breakfast sausages in the air fryer that I'm waiting. And it's a 30-gram protein breakfast for me anyway. Not quite that much for Quincy, but he's still getting it. And so I have been lifting quite a bit over the last couple months. Over the last year, 2022, after Boston, I really dialed my running back. Like 3 runs a week was pretty standard. One hard, long, like tempo run or track workout. Doing some pretty good running specific strength work. And that got me to some pretty good, very happy with some of my 5K times this summer and fall. Surprised me, but it was great. And then once, November hit a little bit, December especially, for the last couple months, I've really been lifting heavy for mass, bulking up, getting 100 plus grams of protein daily. and I've gained almost 10 pounds. Yeah, not so bad. Look at that. And I was joking to my buddies today that I can feel like my sleeves are getting a little tighter, but my pants are still fitting comfortably around my waist, and that's a not so bad for a 10-pound gain. And so I can definitely kind of tell in my pecs too. And so, one of my clients asked, "Why are you bulking up?" I've always been trying to lean down a little bit. I'm just doing it for fun. Not doing it for like running performance per se, but I wouldn't mind being a little stronger, having a little more muscle mass. I'm still a light guy, but it's just fun to lift heavy. I haven't done it for about 15 years or so for mass, and I'm definitely enjoying it. Now it's time for some harmonica. Banjo sings to harmonicas, and some laundry. Go, Quincy, you're the man. You're getting good at that. Careful, Quincy. Whoa. All right, and then Quincy's napping. I think it's time for a little protein shake. And so I'm in a bit of a bulking phase. I'm not running, like probably less than I've ever ran since I started running. 3 times a week, no more than an hour at a time. I'm lifting almost every day. And so we've got some pea protein and creatine here. Just gonna drink that up. Maybe do some lifting here quick, have a bite to eat, and maybe get a little work done. Not so bad. Whew. Bulking up. So I just had to reply back and somebody said, "Why bulking?" I've been trying to get slimmer. And yeah, as a runner, I've been trying to get slimmer. I haven't been trying, but I haven't been bulking. I'm just bulking for fun. It's winter. I'm focusing a little bit more on my coaching. So it's kind of giving me an excuse to be okay just running 3 times a week. But I'm lifting almost every day, and I'm doubling down on speaking of doubling down on family and work time, part of how I do that is I only work 5 hours a day, maybe 6 if there's a lot of meetings and whatnot. But I used to be like, hustle, work as much as possible. But a few years back, I realized putting a time limit on my day, tracking in my journal how long different tasks take me, putting a limit on things and tracking them, I do them way more efficiently, quicker, and so I get more done in 5 hours than I would have, just working willy-nilly as much as possible throughout the day, 4 years ago. And so there's a lot of different, mindset, work habits and changes that I've made over the last few years that have allowed me to work 5 hours a day, no more than 30 hours a week, but still hit 6 figures over the last 3 years. A little homemade granola for a post-workout snack. Maybe a cup of milk. That's 8 grams of protein. Cup of homemade granola with nuts and seeds and dried fruit in there. So that's another, 5 to 8 grams of protein. So that's 20, that's 30 plus grams of protein here with this in the shake. I can barely hold I'm resting my arm on my desk because my shoulders are shot in the best way. All right, now a little bit of coffee shop time. Pure Bean, best coffee shop in Rapid City. Just getting a little work done. Aunt came over to babysit Quincy for a couple hours, and I thought I'd go to a coffee shop and get a little bit done here. This last year with work has been challenging, interesting. It took a lot for me to be okay with working when I can. I used to be where I would just wake up at, sometime in the morning before sunrise, and I would just work and get my 5 hours in, and then I'd be done ASAP, almost always every day. And now sometimes I got to get my last hour in at 7 o'clock, and I know the 5 hours per day is completely arbitrary, but it does give me something to shoot for, and it helps. It helps know that I only have 5 hours to work, and so I'm super productive and super on point when I work. But it's also important for me because I know, like, if I hit 5 hours, I'm done, and I do my best, and I'm pretty successful with this. I do my best to stop working when I hit 5 hours. And what do I do then? I hang out with Quincy. I hang out with Desi. We I do some stuff around the house. Whereas, Kyle 5 years ago would have just worked, and that doesn't cut it. I work less efficiently. Everybody does. This is how it works, people. I work less efficiently when I have all the time in the world. Is it the Pareto principle? It says the amount of work you have will expand to take up the amount of time you have to do it. And so if you condense the time you have to work, you're just going to get more done in that shorter amount of time. And I also cut out the fluff. I cut out a lot of the stuff that doesn't benefit my coaching because I don't have the time to do it. And so I'm ultra productive in that sort of sense at the same time. All right, I'm dressed from a run. Quincy's snapping, and so our group run with some local friends got pushed back a little bit, and then Quincy fell asleep. So they're probably gonna go head out, and I told them I'd text him if Quincy wakes up. Maybe I might miss a few miles, but I'll get him in. I'm hoping for 3 to 6 miles today, just to get some miles in. I found some little vegan, like, Cheez-It type things at the food co-op, I think it was. So I snacked on a few of those. I'm gonna need something more to eat in a bit, though. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just have a. Oh, I did. I had a PB&J. Oh, I just forget what I ate. Yeah, I had a PB&J, and then some little Ritz vegan crackers. So a little afternoon snack. All right, now we've got a little bit of an early of a dinner. Quincy had a banana and some crackers and some peanut butter puffs. And now we're having some tikka masala with soy curls and a bunch of veggies and whatnot. And I'm waiting for some samosas to finish in the air fryer. And that's going to be an early dinner. I don't think I had anything else. I was definitely underate for lunch. A little hungry for the start of that run, but yeah, it turned out okay. And there's an interesting idea that I've thought of, and well, for 100 years ago, some economists said that he thought now we would all be working like 20-hour weeks because we'd be so efficient with everything that we wouldn't have to work 40, 50-hour weeks to afford everything. But he was wrong. We didn't end up working less and getting more done. We just ended up buying bigger houses and more expensive cars. And I've definitely chosen a little bit of a different life. I make pretty good money, but my wife quit teaching a couple years ago. We've had one car for years. We spend our money on travel and experiences, and I don't think I'd have it any other way. Salud! Salud! Bah, cheers! All right. Now we're just hanging out. Two cool dudes. Pop It toys are the best. Poof, Pop It. Pop It. Get it? Oh yeah, you got it. What are you doing? Whoa, good look out. All right, just hanging out with the dudes after dinner uh, before we take a bath. Such as our evenings. Now, my income did go down in 2022. I hit $100,300. I hit $100,000 the last day of 2020. 2021, I hit 109,000 income. That's before expenses and taxes and stuff. Um, and then last year I hit 89,000 in 2022. And so for a while there, like my income it was down, and basically like it was demoralizing. But uh, it's demoralizing seeing like that your income is down by a third, and when in this sort of entrepreneurial business, it's on me, and I can't just go to work and spend 40 hours at work, and my pay doesn't really have anything to do with, like, when Desi was a teacher, she got paid. All the crappy teachers get paid the same as the really good teachers. But that's not how it works when you're a self-employed solopreneur. You slack off, you get paid less. And but the good thing is, you do a good job, you get paid more. And over the last few months, I got back to doing a lot of the activities that got me to that higher income, that six-figure income. Started doing more good activities. For a while, I was very much just doing run coaching, my coaching, and a little bit of YouTube stuff. But a lot of the times, the tricky part is true with mental health, with like injury rehab. When you're mentally unhealthy, when you're injured, when your business is not going well, when something's off, ideally you do things to get you better. You go to counseling, you hire a running coach, you hire a business coach. You start meditating, you start eating better, you start doing strength work, you start doing more social media and just outreach and interaction. But the problem is, sometimes when you are then no longer injured, or you successfully run that marathon, or your business hits that six-figure goal, you stop doing those things that helped you, and then you regress. You get hurt again. You stop meditating, and you start to feel a little out of sync. That happened with my business, and it was really hard for a while. But I really started doing a lot of better activities. And it affected my mental health, because I'm also very much, my self-worth, and I know this is crappy, my self-worth is very much connected to how well my business is going. And when my business is, my coaching was going really well, and it was still most people consider it a successful business and good income. But still, it was like down by a third at one point. And that's demoralizing, and it's hard not to let have that reflect on me. But I did some work, some mental work, some emotional work. I've worked with a counselor in the past, and I started doing a lot of the things that were good for me, and for my business, and changed up my running. That was fun, and yeah, I'm feeling good again, and I'm feeling hopeful for the new year. And I know this isn't as horrible as it sounds to be like, I'm hopeful for the new year. It did start in December, where I started just doing good things again for my business. And my business is very much part of my life, and so uh, it's good to start feeling good again. All right, we FaceTime Mama. She's out of town this weekend. First time out of town for Mama. Took a bath. Quincy's downstairs sleeping, and I got really hungry. So I busted out the plantain chips. Last night, I made banana ice cream and covered it in chocolate. Oh. Yeah. Vegan's not always healthy. I dropped it. Oh, found it. It's mostly healthy, but I like a little snack once in a while. I like some sweets once in a while, but it's definitely not an everyday thing, and it's definitely not like a too much of a thing. But once in a while. So what am I gonna do the rest of the night? I don't know. Relax. I got my 5 hours of work in today. Not typical for a Saturday, but it was not a typical Saturday. I like to read and do a little journaling every night. It is a little bit after 7, and I like to be pretty much winded down by 9, 9:30. 10 o'clock is about as late as I like to sleep, or like to go to bed. And so it's a pretty typical day for me. Not a typical Saturday, but a pretty typical, like this would be a normal work day week. Desi usually works evenings. She teaches English as a second language twice a week on weekends. So that's a thing. And otherwise it's usually mostly just hanging out with Quincy. So it's a pretty, like I said, it's a pretty typical day. Most of it is spent working a little bit, running a little bit, hanging out with Mr. Jasper here. I don't think you like plantain chips, dude. But yeah, got to see some friends, saw some family. It's a pretty good day. I'm very thankful for what we have, what my coaching has been able to provide us, not only in terms of a pretty nice living, but a pretty nice lifestyle at the same time. I don't watch a lot of Hulu. I don't do a lot of electronics outside of work, but I really enjoy spending time outside, spending time with friends and family, and relaxing. I just stepped in some pee from Quincy. He peed on the floor after our shower. Why doesn't he just pee in the bathtub with me? Why can't he pee then? Life of a dada. Life is good.